with that report. In other news today, a man was killed when a frozen foods lorry reversed over him. The accident happened at the rear of the George Hotel in Cheltenham just before 9 o'clock this morning. The man was trapped under the wheels of a refrigerated truck as it came to a halt. A woman who was taken to hospital after a crash involving a police car has had a baby. 9 people were hurt in accidents involving vehicles from the Gloucestershire Force in 48 hours.
Police were following a Volkswagen Polo through Treadworth in Gloucester when it hit the vehicle with 3 women in, one of whom was heavily pregnant. Their car caught fire and all 3 had to go to hospital. One woman has since had her baby. The next day, 6 people, including 2 police officers, were taken to hospital after a Peugeot 405 collided with a police car at Forest Church near Micheldean. Both times, police insist officers stuck strictly to procedure.
The Gloucestershire Constabulary has a very firm policy on vehicle pursuits to ensure that any dangers to the public or the drivers or the people that are actually being followed are actually minimised.
So neither of these was the result of a high-speed pursuit going wrong?
Absolutely the case, yes.
None of the injured's been named. The driver of the Peugeot in the Forest Church collision has been breathalyzed.
A 27-year-old man has been charged with raping a 17-year-old girl as she walked home on Saturday night. The man from Churchdown near Gloucester is due to appear before Cheltenham magistrates later today. The alleged attack happened on a housing estate close to Purton Lane in Churchdown. A close look at 300 tourist spots in Britain reveal the best and the worst. The Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust at Slimbridge in Gloucestershire is among the favourite animal attractions named in a witch guide to tourist attractions. And there's praise too for Westernburt Arboretum at Tetbury. But there is criticism of Ludlow Castle and the Oxford Story. A controversial summer festival has been given the go-ahead. 3 years ago there were 50 arrests, mostly for drug offences, when the Seven Revels festival was held at Blaisdon near Longhope in the Forest of Dean. Councillors have now approved a new site near Lydney, but the entertainment's licence is subject to public safety and security arrangements being satisfied. A former merchant banker has given up his job to earn a living from his hobby, playing computer games. And Sujoy Roy is so confident about his ability, he's taken on all comers at Britain's biggest convention of game players.
440 dedicated computer game players took their hardware to Swindon at the weekend to play non-stop, night and day. The man they wanted to beat, former merchant banker Sujoy Roy, who earns around £100,000 a year as Britain's first cyber athlete. He and his clan, his mates to you and me, beat the convention competitors as easily as he wiped out his virtual enemies on screen.
I'm making as much as I was before, to be honest, and as competitions go on, there's prize money and more sponsors, so it's certainly possible to make a good living doing it.
It was like I'm not the only one when I'm just stuck in my room. It's like there's lots of other people here.
I haven't actually seen him in action yet, and I'm eager to see him, see how good he actually is, and I might even challenge him later on to see what he's actually made of.
The company that backs the all-conquering Sujoy floated on the stock exchange at £30 million last year. This week, it's worth £400 million. No doubt their star athlete will be emailing them for a pay rise.
The car lover Lord Montague of Bewley has waded into the row to stop the original Morgan factory being demolished to make way for a car wash. The peer, who runs the National Motor Museum in Hampshire, is backing a campaign by enthusiasts to stop the old factory in Malvern from being destroyed. The Morgan Company is the world's oldest privately owned car maker, and the recent launch of the new sports car received worldwide acclaim. An 8-year-old boy has become a bit of a local hero after achieving a yellow belt in kickboxing. He's so impressed one company they've offered to sponsor all his training and pay for a specially designed artificial leg to replace the one he's lost.
He's 8 years old, but Michael Williams from Farringdon has just won his yellow belt in kickboxing, despite the fact that he only has one leg. The sport has its advantages.
You can't bully me no more.
Does it make you feel better?
Yeah, definitely.
Michael had to have his leg removed when he was only 18 months old.
It's devastated. I just thought, that's it, his life's over. He hasn't got a leg, he's never going to do anything. He's not going to walk, run. People look, his life was over before he even started.
What about now?
The door's just opening, he can do anything.
Michael trains with Mark once a week at the local leisure centre.
I've trained this year 7 for the World Championships, and Michael hopefully now in the next 2 years will be up there, and the rating's the same as a normal child.
Are you surprised by his performance?
I'm overwhelmed by it. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
A local company now sponsor Michael's training and will buy a special leg to help him with his sport. He's giving his old legs to Chad, a Banbury-based charity which helps disabled people worldwide. Michael now hopes his old legs will give new life to children in Africa.
Now forget football and the boat race and all that nonsense. It's time now for the serious international sporting action. Yes, it's poo sticks time again.
Stand by, ready, steady, go!
Poo sticks on the water at Little Wittenham in Oxfordshire. The tension, the coloured sticks, the excitement of the capacity crowd.
It's a green and a pink at the moment.
Green!
With a world title at stake, much hangs on the competence of the judges.
Basically, it's getting the first one across the line. But when little Johnny thinks he's won, Mummy's very upset when he doesn't.
So you come in for some grief,
we
dear?
That's right.
Yeah, and also we have to watch, sometimes one is dropped much earlier than the others, which is...
You mean people cheat, basically?
Well, not necessarily, but, yeah. but sometimes they do, yes.
Judges also have to keep an eye out for illegal racing sticks. And still the crowd go wild. For competitors, the strains are great.
Excuse me, sir, I think you're concerned about the size of your stick, is that right?
Just a bit, yes, and it's also got a kink in the middle, so I'm worried about that as well.
Is size important in these matters?
Well, I hope not. Yeah, no, I don't really know, actually.
Do you think you're going to be a good poo sticker?
Yeah.
So, in this poetic synthesis of man and stick at their competitive best, in the end, it's the speed of the current which divides winner from loser.
That's it. I'm back with Central News at 3:10, and in our main programme tonight, I'll tell you all about our new website, so see you for that at 6.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
Hi, it's cold out there, isn't it? The only consolation is this is how March normally feels, and we have been treated very kindly so far. We've now got a northeasterly feed, hence the cold temperatures, and hence all of this cloud breezing in off the North Sea. Western parts furthest away from that feed, obviously with the best chance of seeing any brighter, drier skies today, but generally a grey day out there with outbreaks of rain about the place, and it is cold enough to turn some of that rain to sleet in places. Now, temperatures in theory here about right for March, although you can knock 2 or 3 degrees off the feel of these just because of the wind chill. Eastern parts keeping odd spits of rain or sleet through tonight, but all of us cold, temperatures down near freezing, with the wind chill making those temperatures feel sub-zero tonight, with any sheltered spots in for a ground frost. You wrap up warm for today's weather. Bye-bye.
The Central 7-day weather line, 09064 710 711.